Are you wondering what's the best sleeping position that you should adopt for a good night's sleep without waking up with pain and body stiffness and fatigue and all of that? Hello, I'm Kunal Pandit. I'm from Gorak Yoga and I have been experiencing similar problems not very long ago. I had been experiencing them, but I was able to solve them for good, and I don't have all of those problems anymore. So in this video we are going to learn about how I was able to do that, and how you can also adopt a good sleeping position without compromising on your quality of sleep and also your quality of waking state as well, because it affects the next day as well if you don't get a good night's sleep. So it all changed for me when I started working on my posture, okay, and on my emotions, and on my nutrition, okay. So it's a three-faced approach that I would highly recommend that you adopt. First being adopting a healthy and neutral posture, okay, and how about that, right? How should we go about that? Okay, so most of the times, if you look at the people in our society, in our culture, they have adopted a very bad posture, especially with not enough muscle integration in whatever they do. It's like every part of the body is moving individually. The exercises that they do, or even if they don't do any of it, are not training methods that respect the posture, that are based around the human posture, and that is ultimately going to create even more joint compression, even more compression in your muscles, and that is going to create some tension imbalances, okay, tensional imbalances in your muscles that are going to create a bad posture overall, okay. So many people have a forward tilted pelvis, so something like this, okay. So when they stand, so this is a perfectly neutral pelvis, okay. Many people have this, okay, or they have like this, okay. So can you see it's tilting forward like this, okay. So it's very difficult for me to do this now because I have been working my ass off to get out of that bad posture, and now finally, since the better part of the past year and this year, I have been avoiding myself to get into that posture. It has helped me a great deal to improve my sleep quality overall, okay. So as you see over here, okay, this is like majority of the people who adopt this posture are working in front of a desk or working on a phone or something like that, okay. So it's not just the pelvis that is dropping forward, but once the pelvis starts dropping forward, you can see what happens over here in the lower back. There is some kind of compression that happens, but when I'm in a neutral posture, the lower back is decompressed. So when this is happening, when this is getting compressed, you can also see a compression happen over here that is going to create a hunch kind of a thing, okay, in your back, okay. It's going to create what we call as a kyphotic spine, okay, a kyphotic curve in the spine like this, okay. So many people have this in today's times. So there is ultimately what's happening is there's shortening in these muscles and there's elongation in these muscles, and there is an elongation in the neck as well, like this, okay. So when forward held tilt, okay, when this is happening, it is very difficult for a person to relax into a neutral posture when that person is sleeping flat on the floor, okay. Because when you're sleeping flat on the bed, not on the floor, that person is in a neutral posture, right? So that is why it's important for us to prioritize developing a healthy, a neutral posture, okay. So also you can see many people, okay, when they stand, they have this kind of a tilt, okay, one side tilt like this, okay. So when this is happening, the pelvis is again, that is horizontal. It is supposed to be ideally, it is shifting like this and it is getting tilted. Okay, when this tilt is happening, okay, many people will find comfort in sleeping in positions like, like this, okay, like this, because the posture in which the posture which you have adopted during the day, it's difficult for you to get out of that posture because it's a habit that you have developed over several years, okay, and the muscles not being able to relax and get into a neutral posture, you are ultimately going to feel the need to adopt this posture unconsciously when you're sleeping, because there is some signal, there is the information stored, okay, in these muscles that the pelvis should be oriented in a certain way like this, where this kind of a tilt is happening, and you'll only find comfort in this position of your pelvis. So unless you do something to remove that information from the nerves, from the fascia, which is the connective tissue, it connects your muscles, your joints, your organs, every part of your body to one another, okay? So it has a lot of information that you need to change. It's kind of a habit that you have developed that you need to let go of and develop a better habit, a more compatible, a more efficient habit of a neutral posture. Okay, so if you work around that, you can adopt the most ideal sleeping position, which is sleeping on your back flat, okay, maybe on a comparatively thinner mattress, not the one that we see in commercials that are really soft and squishy. Avoid those mattresses, okay. Comparatively thinner mattress, not very thin as well, but a comparatively thinner mattress. You're lying down flat on your back without a pillow, okay. Now, why are we so habituated to a pillow? Why do we always need a pillow when someone tells us not to use one? Because if you look at other animals in nature, they don't need a pillow. They don't need one, okay. Why do we need it? Because of our posture, because of this habit of slouching and tilting our head forward like this. When we try to sleep on our back, okay, the muscles over here are shortened, they're pulling your neck down, and this is where you find comfort, okay, in this position. But now when you're telling your body to relax these muscles and get your head down flat on the floor, it is difficult for the body to change, to allow this relaxation to happen in the muscles, okay. So it is very, very important that you learn to adopt a neutral posture, okay. Second thing is your emotional state, your mental state. If you're always stressed out, it is going to be very difficult for you to find that relaxation because of high stress chemicals, stress hormones in your blood, hormones like cortisol that tell your muscles to keep firing, especially where they are shortened, okay, especially where they're active, okay. So muscles that are shortened as compared to their original length, they are constantly shortened over here, okay. Those muscles will be using up a lot of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, okay, and you'll find it difficult for your body to relax these muscles. That is why when you wake up the next day, these muscles are going to feel fatigue, okay. Over here, you're going to feel at the back, wherever there is a pull happening, not in the muscles as such, but in the opposite side, wherever there is a pull happening. So if these muscles are shortening like this, if I'm using my t-shirt for demonstration, I'm feeling the pull over here at the back of my neck, okay. So I'm going to feel the pain over here, but that's not the cause of the problem. The cause of the problem is somewhere else that you need to find out. And looking at your posture, I'm going to be able to do that, okay. So if you are someone who hasn't gotten your posture checked, send it to me. I will analyze it without any charge, okay. I like studying people's postures and seeing what's happening. So as a part of my study, you can send your posture pictures. If you want to do that, message me and I'll share you the specifications of how to click the posture pictures. Okay, coming back to the stress component, if your body is constantly releasing stress chemicals like cortisol during the day, and if you are not able to produce the sleep hormone, which is melatonin, which is synthesized from serotonin, which is a feel-good hormone. you won't be able to find relaxation and a good quality of sleep at night. Okay. It is very important for the body to produce melatonin. If you are constantly producing stress chemicals, it will be difficult for you to produce melatonin, and that ultimately will give you a very, a very stressful sleep, a very uncomfortable sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you will wake up groggy and with some kind of pain wherever you're feeling it. Okay, so if you're feeling it in your lower back, it means that the pelvis is tilted forward. The muscles on your thighs and on top of your hips over here are pulling them down, is pulling your pelvis down because it's leveraging the pelvis like this. Okay, and when this is pulling the pelvis down, at the opposite end, what's happening is your lower back is getting compressed, and over there you're feeling the pull. Okay, the ultimate edge, the ultimate end where you're feeling it is at the lower back. That is why you're going to feel most of the pain in your lower back when you wake up in the morning because of a forward pelvic tilt, an anterior pelvic tilt. Okay, so is associated. Okay, stress and posture, or bad posture, is associated. Unfortunately, that's the posture that you see 99% of the people have adopted is a result of the culture that we're living in today, the modern culture that we have adopted to be seated and not respect our functions that we have evolved to do, to move around. Okay, to walk, to to run, to throw, and all of these functions that we have are muscles because of these set of functions that we were evolved to do several millions of years ago. And if your training doesn't respect that, you are going to find it hard to adapt to the daily stress that you have been exposed to for so many years now. You're going to find it difficult to adapt to it, and that ultimately is going to create a bad quality of sleep. Okay, so it doesn't matter what sleeping position you adopt, you're going to wake up fatigued or groggy or with some kind of pain and tensed up. Okay, so you're going to feel that unless you start working on your posture and subsequently on your mental and emotional levels of stress. Okay, mental and emotional planes. Okay, also the third thing that is very very important is nutrition. Okay, if you don't have enough protein in your diet, and if you're not able to absorb the protein from your diet, it's a big problem because muscles need protein in order to function properly. Okay, in order to be able to regenerate whatever is getting burnt throughout the day. Okay, because whenever we are getting stressed out, we are burning the muscles. Okay, we need to replenish that with protein, with minerals like magnesium and calcium that are important for nerve activity in the muscles. Also vitamin D, which is very important for the production of melatonin as well, and it is important for the neuromusculoskeletal health and also for the heart health, because ultimately when you're getting stressed, heart is one of the major organs. The cardiovascular system is one of the main systems that is working extra hard to supply all the parts of your body with blood and oxygen. So all of these things are happening in the background. You need to fix your nutrition, and in order to understand where you're deficient, you can do a blood test, a complete body panel test. If you need to get it done, get in touch with me. We can give you some really cool offer when you're going for a blood test in India. Okay, it's available only in India for people in India. Otherwise, if you are outside of India, make sure that you do a complete body panel test, complete test, so that you understand what's happening, where you're deficient, and what exactly is the functional status of all of these different systems of your body. Okay, so these three, if you fix these three, you will be able to fix your quality of sleep, and ultimately you'll be able to fix the problem that comes because you don't have a good night's sleep. That is a bad day. Okay, that's a bad output. Okay, bad results in your life. If you want to fix all of that, work on your sleep. Okay, work on these three things. If you want help, get in touch with me. We do these courses called Bija Mukti course. It's a therapy program where we correct the posture. Okay, if you look over the results that we have been showing over the past few months, they have been tremendous. Just working on simple releases that we do, we try to balance the posture out. Okay, so now as well, I'm going to show you some releases that will help you relax better, that will help you reorient your pelvis. But of course, it's if you do these on a regular basis, you'll find a great amount of relief. So watch and practice along with me. So in the first release that we're going to do is a hip flexor. Okay, it's called the TFL. Okay, the transverse fascia lata. It's over here at a 45-degree angle where your pant pocket is. Okay, over here. Okay, so we are going to release that area. How to release that? Keep the ball here. Okay, rest. Keep the ball here at a 45-degree angle on top of your hip. Okay, keep the other leg in front of you and try to rotate your lower body. Try to rotate your pelvis. Okay, so you're releasing, then again you're coming back to the original starting position, and again you're releasing. If you synchronize this movement with your breath, like you're inhaling and then you're exhaling when you're releasing, it will help you get a good release in these muscles, and the muscles will be able to go back to their original position. Okay. Bija Mukti is a very ancient yogic practice. It's a part of the Yoga Mukti practices. They are massage practices, but this you can do it to yourself. So it's self Bija Mukti. Okay. Bija Mukti means release of all the stressed up fascia. Okay, stressed up connective tissue, all the knots in the connective tissue. That are keeping your body at a compromised position, in a compromised posture. Okay. It is also going to help you release that serotonin, and that in turn will help you produce melatonin at night. Okay, so you can switch to the other side. Okay, I hope you get this position right. Rest your head. You can also adopt this position. Okay, rest on your elbow like this. Keep this leg in front of you. People who do this on a regular basis, especially before going to sleep, they experience a good night's sleep automatically by default. Okay, and the results, you don't have to wait a long time to get the results like this. So I want you to try this out for a couple of days, 3 days, 4 days, and then you let me know if you experience any kind of a change in the quality of your sleep. Okay. So you should feel the muscles that are knotted up, bunched up together, they're getting released, they're getting flattened out. Okay, you should feel that kind of a sensation. Okay, so the next release that I would recommend that you do is releasing the glute muscles over here at the back side. Okay, why we are releasing these muscles? If you want to understand in detail, sign up for a program, for the Bija Mukti program, where I train people in order to understand the physiology, the functioning of the body, and how it affects their posture. Okay, so that's something that if you are interested in, should definitely join. We have been delivering great results without a doubt, because there is no way, if you are dedicated to this practice, that you won't get the results. Okay, it's not a hit or miss. If you keep on practicing, there is no missing. Okay, so now see, I'm keeping the ball at a backside 45-degree angle on top of my waist. Okay, below my waist actually. So, and balancing on the elbow. Okay, and I'm squeezing my butt cheeks slightly. Okay, I'm squeezing them slightly, and I am moving from side to side. Okay, I'm shifting my pelvis forward and then again backward. Okay, this is the progression. You can also lie down if you don't feel comfortable on your elbow. You can lie down like this on your back and then do this. Okay. Again, there are many of these releases that we teach. I'm going to share a few of these in this. We teach many of them in a sequence that is that is developed in such a way that it starts working on the core area of your dysfunctions. So slowly and slowly you move out of that central piece of the puzzle. Okay, so we directly go to the heart of the problems and then slowly and slowly start working the way around it. Okay, shift on the other side. Ball here. Fold this leg, fold this leg. Keep one heel on top of the other. Okay. Make sure you're breathing from your abdomen when you're releasing. Should feel some kind of a tightness in your muscles. If you feel like the pain is unbearable, just wait over there and hold it for a couple of minutes. Okay, and try to breathe and try to mentally let go of the stress that these muscles are holding on to. Okay, so you need to pay some attention to these releases. Use your intuition and move in a way that the body is telling you to move. Okay, but make sure you are not moving vertically. Okay, so the muscles are going down like this. I'm moving from side to side. Okay, perpendicular to the direction of the muscles. Okay, so now we are going to release the upper abdominal muscles below the rib cage, above the navel, which are getting compressed because of a bad posture. And that is going to help you create some kind of a relief in your neck, in your upper back. Okay, these muscles are pulling those muscles down. Okay, that's why. So lean. Okay, keep the ball on your upper abdominal muscles. Lean forward and then move from side to side. Then shift it on the left side. Okay. Another level is the lower level below the navel at an angle of 45 degrees, say about a couple of inches away from the navel at an angle of 45 degrees on both the sides. Okay. So these two are some more points that you can target. The same way, move from side to side. Do it on both the sides. Okay, and now the final release is going to be your pectoral muscles, your chest muscles. Okay, so for this one, you need a larger ball. Maybe you can use a football or a medicine ball or something like that. Okay, so keep the ball on your pectoral muscles of your right pecs. Okay, keep this hand open and breathe, synchronize your breath with this. The fascia in these muscles is connecting to your neck, and if these muscles are getting compressed, the fascia in these muscles have a lot of knots. It's going to pull your neck down and front. Okay, and that is going to create a lot of stress in your neck, your upper back, in your shoulders. You'll always be in a state of compromise. Okay, so I hope you do these releases on a regular basis, and then you let me know how you feel. You can do it. You can do them half an hour before you go to sleep, and yeah, let me know. Practice for a couple of days, and let me know if you find an improvement. Let me know if you found some value and what you learned from it. I would be very interested to learn. Also, if you are interested to sign up for our Bija Mukti program, message me, let me know. I'm starting the new batch on the first week of April, the first weekend of April. So if you are interested to sign up, message me directly and let's get started. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you enjoyed it, hit share, hit like, subscribe. Share it with the ones who need these practices so that they can use it for a good night's sleep. And that's it for today. I'll see you again very soon. Thanks and bye bye. Take care.